My name is Major Retired AJ Ambofo. Keep watching My Life, My Story with David.
My name is Isaac Agbosu. Keep on watching my life, my story with David.
My name is Vicky Madeline Ajayampofo. Keep on watching My Life, My Story with David.
Hello, guys. Welcome to my life, my story with David. Today's edition is simple. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a nice one to watch. I have with me a nice gentleman I'm always aspiring to be. He's none other than Mr. Kafui Dey. All right, sir. I'd like to know a little bit about your educational background.
Okay. So my primary school was at Camp Complex. So that's where I wrote my common entrance exam in 1983, which is 40 years ago. My O levels were in the UK. My father traveled to the UK and he went with his family. So I went to a Catholic school in London called Cardinal Hinsley High School. I did my O levels there. Came back to Ghana, did my A levels at Achimota School, and then went to University of Ghana in 1990. Graduated in 93 with a bachelor's degree in English and French. I have a master's degree from Ghana Institute of Journalism, and I have a postgraduate diploma in marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing, UK. So, in a nutshell, that's my educational background. And I've taught myself a lot of things on YouTube. So, I think I'm a graduate or a continuing student of YouTube University, where I learn so many things there: negotiation, public speaking, marketing, all the skills that I need to function in this world. I'm learning from YouTube.
There's a lot to learn. So, uh, let's go to family. You made mention of dad and mom. I'd like to know a little bit about the families too as well.
Sure. Both my parents are deceased. My mother passed in 2013, my father in 2015. My father was he worked in the foreign service. So he was posted to different countries around the world. Actually, I was born in Burkina Faso, one of his postings, his second posting. And he took us around the world, Africa, Asia, Europe. My mother was a housewife and a caterer. So she used to run a chopper back in Teshinungwa when we lived there for a while. In fact, I remember when she was setting up this chopper, she finished and wanted to call it a restaurant. She wanted to call it Oli's restaurant because she was called Olivia. And my father said, "Why call it a restaurant? Call it a chop bar. If you call it a chop bar, more people will come," which was true. Yeah, so she ran catering establishments wherever we lived. And yeah, they are very inspirational to me. I learned a lot from my parents about how to deal with people, how to respect everybody, and not to put yourself bigger than anybody else because we're all human beings. Yeah, and so I learned a lot from them. My immediate family now, I'm married to Jifa. She's a doctor, the first rheumatologist to be trained in Ghana, and she's a consultant rheumatologist, and of quite many years now. And I have three sons, Kelly, Aram, Setri. Kelly is a first year university student, and his brothers Aram and Setri are in secondary school. So that's my family. I have two brothers also. We had three brothers, but one of my brothers passed. Elder brother passed in 2020. So I'm now by default the eldest brother. And I have two younger brothers, Senyo and Koshi. Yeah.
So, we'll be coming to the brother who passed in 2020. And personally, I saw it from my father. You were truly hurt that he passed.
Oh, yeah.
Can you take us through what happened? For the first time, my people are hearing for the first time. What happened, and how did you, or how were you able to cope with life without him?
Yeah. Well, he had a stroke, was admitted in Kolebu for about 10 days, was discharged on the 1st of July 2020. I remember that. And then on the 7th of July, he had a relapse, another stroke, and then he passed. It was devastating. I couldn't believe that my elder brother, who was so vibrant, he had this big voice, was very bubbly, very full of life. And I never knew, for example, that a lot of my friends, we shared common friends until he passed. And then all these tributes started coming in. And I realized that a lot of people that he knew, I also knew. And he was so active helping other people in so many fields that we only found out about this after he passed. And I realized that he truly was a great person. He always supported me wherever I was in my work. He was very proud of me. And I used to hear from people that, oh, your brother has been talking about you. Anytime I met one of his friends, oh, this is you. Sana has been talking about you all the time, you know, and I miss him. I miss him a lot. I remember the last time I had a dream. This was involving my father. I dreamt I'd taken all my hair off, and when I shaved off all my hair on the last day of 2022, and then when I looked in the mirror, I said, I look like Sana a lot now, you know. And then my father appeared to me in a dream recently, and it appeared to me that he was not recognizing me. I said, Papa, it's me. Oh, this is not Sana. This is Kafui. You know? Yeah, I miss him. I'm just wondering what he would have made of what we're doing at GTV, because he was a big fan when I was at Star FM, when I was at GH1. And, well, I try to live up to the kind of things that he stood for. I definitely miss him a lot. But, hey, we'll do what we can. And God willing, we meet again one day.
Thank you. That's just one of those. And I just want to know, how has parenting been to you? Having 3 strong boys, how had parenting been to you?
Yeah, well, with the support of my wife, it makes parenting a joy. And when I tell people I have 3 sons, they are imagining that our house will be full of noise and things being broken. No, all our children are very well adjusted. I think they take after maybe their mom, because their mom is quite a calm person. Not to say that I'm a giddy person, but I think I'm a bit more energetic than their mother, you know. But they're all very well adjusted. They do their chores. They know what they have to do. Respectful, not just of us, but of their parents as well, of other people as well. But when they misbehave, we discipline them. I think it's a combination of discipline is love. If you love people, you will discipline them. You point them out when they are going wrong, you know. And it's been a joy. My first 2 sons are almost my height. So I'm predicting that maybe sometime around this year, I may be overtaken by them. But I always remind them that no matter how tall you are, your father can see further than you, even if he's lying down. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's nice. And where they are now, 18, 16, 13, we have conversations like with friends. And today, Manchester United, our team, the whole team supports Manchester United. We had a good victory over Manchester City, and I called my son just not long before this interview happened, and he said, "Yes, we won!" And I was also screaming. You know, it's just like, yeah, this is our team. Yeah, so I like the vibe. It's wonderful. It's a blessing being a parent. I remember when my first son was born, I just held him like that, and I was just screaming. I have that picture. I'll look for it and send it to you. And I was just, wow, I'm a father, man. I'm a father. I can't believe this. It's a miracle, you know. Mommy and daddy enjoying, and then after 9 months, a baby comes out. Wow. God is just great, you know. Wow. God is great. No, I love being a father. I love it. Yeah.
Okay. So the next question has to be with coming back from the family questions to work.
Mm-hmm.
How did you become an MC?
I remember years ago, I was working with a shipping company. Our MD was a Frenchman, Mr. Thierry Leroux. And it was one day like that. I was then, I think, a trainee manager. He just came to me and said, "Well, Kafui, we have a cocktail tonight, and you are the MC." I said, "Okay, yeah. Go ahead, man."
I like that accent.
Yeah, Frenchman, you know. So you are the MC. I said, "Okay, thank you very much." Then I went and did it. I mean, for me, I didn't think it was anything extraordinary. I mean, as an MC, I had seen other MCs before. You are basically opening the show. You are introducing speakers. You are thanking speakers for having spoken. You are doing the transitions from one segment to the other. You are ending the show. And you are keeping the energy up. So that's it. And that was the beginning. So I just MC'd because it was part of my work. Okay. But other people go through it through different routes. Maybe through your family events, because every family has weddings, marriages, outdoorings, funerals, parties. So you want to be an MC? Hey, volunteer to do these things. Let people in the family know that you are the family MC. You can also MC in school events. If you're in school, let them know, hey, the whole week, the SRC week, I'm available. If at work, all the office events, lunch, cocktail, end of year party, whatever, Founders Day. If you go to church or you go to the mosque, I'm sure there are events, youth events, church events, mosque events. Just volunteer. The more you do it, the better you become. It's a skill. It's a learned skill, like anything else. It's a skill. So if it's a skill, anybody can learn it. Yeah. So
So now, this is the toughest question I would like to ask you. What has been one of your biggest regrets in life?
I don't believe in regrets. Sometimes you do things that disappoint you, or people do things that disappoint you. But I think everything is a learning. You learn from everything, and most of the time you learn from negative experiences more than positive experiences. I was just listening to the news about one Benjamin Mendy who used to play for Manchester City, and he was accused of rape, multiple counts. I think 2 or 3 years ago. At that time, his friends unfollowed him on social media. He stopped playing for his team. Just recently, yesterday to be precise, I found out that he has been acquitted on 6 or 7 of the charges. And I'm thinking, wow. So somebody accuses you, you take it to court, you lose everything, and then the court case comes, and then nobody finds you guilty, but your life is destroyed. And should he blame anybody? No, because as I was telling my sons today, because we discussed football and all these things, I said, listen, you can't blame the woman who accused him of the rape or the people who accused him, and then because he could have decided on that day, instead of going out to go and have fun and go and sleep with this woman, he could have been at home playing video games. So it's your decision. So anything that happens to you, you are responsible. You are responsible. Things that happen to you, you are responsible for them. So regrets, I don't believe in regrets. I believe in you learn from it. The best time I think is around 3, 4 in the morning when I'm lying on my bed like that. I'm thinking about things that happened. Oh, I should have done this better. Or if I'm going to do this in this particular way so that it works out the best. I always want to be the best in whatever I do. And so if I conduct myself wherever, in whatever field, I try and replay and say, oh, could I have done this better? I know after this interview, in my quiet times, I'll be thinking, maybe I should have answered this question that David asked me this way.
Can you give us a scenario whereby you did something or someone did something to you that you felt like, oh, this guy has betrayed me, or I have betrayed this guy? Today it's all about your life.
I know.
So just open up.
Yeah, it's a waste of energy.
Okay.
And I don't waste my time wondering about, oh, this person has done this to me. I don't even do that. Listen, the year started, and for 2 weeks, one of my very good buddies, he's been trying to reach me. He hasn't reached me. He finally got through to me. I saw a message from him. He says, oh, is there anything I've done to you? Have I offended you? And I feel that a lot of people in Ghana think like that. When they haven't heard from you in 2, 3, 4 weeks or for a long time, they think that they've offended you. And it always amuses me. Why do you think the world is about you? Maybe I'm busy. Maybe I'm involved in something else and I haven't had the time to check out. So I don't bother trying to speculate, oh, this person doesn't like me. The person has got something against me. I'm reading a really good, I'm listening to a really good audiobook by an author called Grant Cardone. It says, the title of the book is Be Obsessed or Be Average. And he says, listen, when you have haters, hey, that's good energy. If people are wasting their time talking about you and trying to bring you down, it means you're doing something good. So I don't worry about, oh, has this person betrayed me? I'm thinking about getting better. I'm thinking about, okay, what I did today, can I improve tomorrow? That's my focus. I remember one of these, something that annoyed me recently. Beginning of the year, one of my colleagues at work, apparently he's a prophet. I didn't know that. He came up to me and said, oh, he has a message for me. And I was sitting there with a colleague of mine called Maltiti. She does the news. And he says, oh, it's a bit personal, so if I can excuse. So I left Maltiti and went and sat at our desk. And he says, well, first of all, if he wants to pray for me. I said, okay, fine, no problem. Who suffers from being prayed for? He prays for me. Then he tells me that, oh, well, he's a prophet. He was ordained by so. And he saw in a revelation that I was going to get some international award. I said, okay, I don't think my reaction to the revelation for an award excited him too much because I didn't look excited. Then he says, oh, he saw another revelation where it involved a hospital and it involved an attack And I said, an attack on who? He said, well, attack on my health. And I said, well, really? An attack on my health? Okay. First, let me tell you two things. Okay. Number one, I don't work for awards. Okay. So if you come up to me and tell me that you saw in a vision or a dream or revelation or a prophecy that I was going to get an award, and you're expecting me to be singing Hosanna and hiring a brass band and jumping up and down, you are mistaken. I don't work for awards. So put that aside. Number two, health attack. Well, everybody falls sick. Yeah. You yourself, you asking me the question right now, you have health challenges. In fact, Pope Benedict, who had just died not too long, I said Pope Benedict had a health issue. He didn't survive and he died. When you are sick, either you will be well or you will not be well. If you are well, fine. If you're not well and it persists for a long time, you will pass away. So as for health issues, they are part of life. Do not disturb me with this kind of your prophecies. If you are done, please, I need to go home and have lunch with my kids. So if you're done, and please don't come back and tell me this stuff again, you know. And then I dismissed him. He said, oh, God bless you. I said, God bless you too, you know. So the way I see things is a bit different from the regular, prophecy, revelation. Hey, you tell me this and I become scared. And no, none of that nonsense for me. I believe in God. And I believe a lot of these prophets are just false prophets, really, playing on the minds of people, of gullible Ghanaians, you know, and prophesying about football matches and elections. That's not how it works in the Bible, you know. Yeah. So for me, I don't believe. See, if there's a challenge, my job is how do I jump over the challenge? If I don't have money in my pocket, my mind is how do I earn money? Okay. I'm not going to now start blaming somebody for, oh, you took this opportunity away from me, and because of, I don't like to blame people for things. I'm responsible. The Hebrews have a proverb that says you are responsible for everything in your life, even when you are asleep. The thing happens, you are still responsible. Because I believe in responsibility, personal responsibility. If people don't take responsibility, they are letting themselves down. And that's my philosophy. I think it came from my father. My father always trained us to be responsible for our whatever actions we did. Don't blame anybody for anything. You are responsible, you know. Yeah. I'm sitting here. If what kind of tree is this? A mango tree? I don't know what it is. Mango tree. If a mango falls on my head right now, it's not spiritual. It's my fault. I sat here. It's a tree, and there are fruits there. And if the fruits are ripe, they will fall. I could have decided that we do the interview in an open place where there's no possibility of anything falling on my head. You know, that's why I don't park my car under a tree, for example, because I've seen a branch fall on somebody's car and crack their windscreen. Yeah, and who is responsible? It is him, because he parked the car there. Yeah, so that I believe in responsibility. It's a big deal. I think if we were more responsible in Ghana, a lot of things, we would not be blaming government for problems. We would not be blaming our bosses for not promoting us. What can you do? What can you do? You didn't come out of the womb holding a microphone. No. You learned this. Yes. Yeah, and you decided one day that I'm going to be an interviewer. I may not have gone to GIJ or gotten training for GBC radio school or whatever, but hey, I can learn this stuff. People can do it. Just learn it. YouTube University is always open. There are no fees except the data you pay. Yes. And talking of data, I like to buy the highest package of data. Okay. I use MTN. The highest package is 399 CDs. All right. Guess how many gigabytes that gives me? 214 gigabytes. I used to buy data 10 CD, 20, but then you buy 10 CDs in one day, it's gone. And then I realized I was spending too much money on data. So I thought to myself, you know what, Kafui, go and buy the largest amount of data and see how much data you get. With 399, let's round it to 400. With 400 CDs, you get 214 gigabytes. Now, if I pay only 200 CDs for data, I get only 20 gigabytes. Look at the difference. With 400 CDs, you're getting over 200 gigabytes. With 200 CDs, you're getting only 20. You get 10 times the amount of data for just double the price. So what do I do now? I buy the biggest one. I bought my last package in August. It only expired last week, September. Whole of August, September, October, November, December. 6 months of data. If I was buying 10, I would have been spending more. Yeah, so you take decisions, strategic decisions to you know, because of I know what my work involves a lot of data usage. So just buy it and then use it and don't worry about it. Take responsibility. You don't understand? Mm-hmm.
I've just learned something. I've just learned something. You know, I'm also the type who buys data in bits. So I've learned this. Guys, you heard him. So it's very nice having Kafui Dey on my show. See, he said take responsibility. Anything that happens to you, you are responsible for it. Whether you be good or you be bad, you are responsible. Wow. Would like to talk more.
Yeah,
You know, I really love talking to you
Yeah.
or having you talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now the last question I want to ask that: have you ever considered having an academy where you recruit young MCs, you train them, and also just in case someone needs an MC for a program, like you sign new MCs to your academy? Have you considered having that thought?
Without even setting up an academy, I recommend a lot of work to MCs. You're one of them. I've sent work to you so many times. Kwesi Kwetia is there. Christopher Lodonkor is there. Jerry Ajololo is there. Kabute Okanse. I recommend. I send work. You can't be in two places at once. And so if I get a gig and then somebody wants me for a gig on the same day, I'll look for my people who can do it and give it to them. Formalizing it as an academy is a good idea. But believe it or not, I want to even move away from emceeing and do other stuff. Okay. But now that you said it, it's just likely. Actually, I have put my entire book, MC book, for free. I've recorded an audio version of the entire book, and it's on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, you can go and find out how to MC any event, Kafui Dey. The entire book is there. It's just for the cost of data. Make sure you buy the biggest data so you can spend the whole year. You will spend only 400 CDs, 800 CDs a whole year, 12 months. Yes. So people go there, listen to the audio, and they take tips from it. So I know people are benefiting from this book. I'll always recommend for people who need MCs. But I may set up now that you've told me, I could probably set up an agency with a whole host of MCs, and then we just recommend them for work.
You know, this I've been thinking about this for some time now. You giving me gigs to go and do, and I think the recommendations are good. We do work for money as well,
of course,
and the money is good as well.
Yeah, MCing is great. It's a great. I calculated how much I made from MCing last year. It's over 300,000 CDs.
But people will not believe.
No, they won't believe. I didn't believe in myself. I just decided to just count, just tabulate, because I want to make 10 times more this year. Yes, I'm reading a great book by Grant Cardone, and he says the book is called 10x, the 10x rule. It's just whatever goal you have, multiply it by 10 if you want to progress. So I did 84 events of last year. This year I want to do 840. Wow. Yeah, so multiply by 10. Even if you don't get the 840, you'll be more than the 84 that you made this year. That's the whole idea. So always try and push yourself. Yeah, so it's a lucrative business. How many jobs are giving you? That's a 6-figure sum in Ghana. If you're in an office job, you're earning 2,000 a month. Times 12 is 24,000. But an MC can make over 300,000 CDs in a year. Divide it by 12 and see how much money the MC is making. That's like 20,000 plus a month for 3 or 4 events. So because you can do 2-3 events, maybe 2 events a week. So maybe 8 events a month. And you're making like 24,000. That's
okay, sir. So let's finish with the MC job. Is it paying?
Very well. If you do it well, you can get repeat business. There are some customers who I've been working with for the past 10 years. They do awards. There's a particular company, Instinct Wave. Instinct Wave does 6 to 8 award events every year. And I'm their standard MC. So one client I'm working with every year, 6 times or to 8 times. And I'm getting paid. You know, and this, I did our books and I realized that I had earned from the MC job over 300,000 CDs in 2022. If you divide by 12, I mean, you're averaging over 20,000. There are some months I did close to 40,000.
Wow.
Yes. I looked at the figures. There are some months I did 37,000. I did 43,000. October, for some reason, is a crazy month. October is very, very, very busy. You're working back to back. You get that too?
Are you as expensive to get?
Yes. You want me to say I'm cheap? Of course I'm expensive because I do a good job. Yeah. And if you do a good job, you should charge more. You should charge more if you do a good job. Because I tell the client, I am your guarantee that, you see, when the program is going off, an inexperienced person will be found wanting. You see, when the program is going smoothly and well, anybody can MC. But when there are problems, and you, the MC, your job is to prevent the audience from knowing what the problems are, that is your job, is where you come in. So a professional comes in when there are problems. When everything is smooth, anybody can do the work. Yes. But when there's a problem, that's when the professional will show. So, yeah. And not everybody can afford my services, and I'm not worried, because not everybody can buy a Benz. You know, if you have money for Tico, you buy Tico. If you have money for Benz, you buy a Benz. You shouldn't apologize for your fees, okay? These are your fees. Don't apologize for them. Yeah, this is what I charge. We can, sometimes if I want to give a discount, I say, listen, if you pay early, I give you a discount, 20% off. So then that way you get your money early. Because a lot of the times, a lot of MCs do the work and they don't get paid. So a way of getting paid early is to offer a discount if they pay early. So the event is in March and we're in January. Or you say, you know what, if you pay me before the event, I'll give you a discount, 20%. Give them a good discount. So it motivates them to pay you early. Then everybody's happy. They save money. For example, if your fee was 5,000 and you say, oh, I'll give you 20% off if you pay me early, they would like to give you that 4,000 now. Because if they give you that 4,000 now, they've saved 1,000 CDs. So everybody's happy. They've gotten a discount and you've got your money. And there's nothing more painful to an MC than finishing an event and chasing money. It's painful. Because they value your service the moment the event is over. And it's natural. With a service, you can't see it. So once the service has been delivered, it's almost like, okay, well, in fact, the thing's going to, we said we were going to be here for 3 hours, but we only did 2 hours. So now they want to start shaving off your fee. So try and get your money ahead of time. Yeah. And for those of you who want to be MCs, you haven't done it before, look for the book on YouTube. Type in how to MC like master ceremonies, how to MC any event, Kafui Dey. Look for it. It's there. It's free. All 40 chapters. How to negotiate, how to market yourself, and how to deal with sticky situations, how to promote yourself. Everything is there. It's for free. That's my CSR, my corporate social responsibility to everybody who wants to make a good living. And I've made a good living from it. I'm paying my children's school fees. I'm buying stuff from my wife and my people who need money. I'm getting it from my emceeing. So hey, it's a great career. And anybody can do it. You can do it even when you are full-time working. You can be a weekend MC. You know,
like myself.
Yes, you can be a weekend MC and still make good money. All right, everybody's getting married every day. People are dying every day. People are giving birth to babies every day. Launches are happening every day. Inaugurations are happening every day. Graduations are happening every day. Africans like events. Okay, so please, it's a big field and the cake is big. The cake is big. So don't think that somebody is telling you, oh, there are too many MCs. There are never too many MCs. Never too many MCs. If you like, just type in. I do conferences. Just go and type right now. Ghana conferences 2023. You will see the list. Plenty. So there's always work.
A quick one. Now, I'll need you to use 3 seconds to answer this question.
Yeah,
do not overseed the 3 seconds.
Okay.
How much do you charge for a program?
It depends. So my hourly charge is 1,500. Yeah.
Hourly?
Yes.
1 hour?
Mm-hmm. I told you I was expensive.
Oh, okay. So he just answered it. Just multiply 1,500
by the number of hours.
by the number of hours
Yeah.
you want him.
Exactly.
So, Kafui, let's come to GTV or GBC. How did you arrive in GBC?
They came looking for me. I was there when Mark Agodoa, he's an engineer and he's one of our producers now. But back then he was working with the union and an engineer. And then Mr. George Lomote, acting director of TV. They looked for me, they found me. Actually, a friend of mine called Selike Makolache. She used to work at GBC. She resigned to do her own thing. And when they were trying to revamp the breakfast show, she was targeted as one of the hosts to do it. And she said no, she didn't think she was the best person to do it, but she thought that I could do it. And so she sent a word out to them and gave them my number. They came looking for me. We had a couple of meetings at Afrikiko. And I said, hey, why not? I have never worked in a public service before. GBC has the biggest reach in the whole of the country. So the potential for impact is there. To be honest, I'm surprised at where we have reached, especially with our social media. A lot of people are discovering us on social media. A lot of young people are watching GTV. A lot of older people who gave up on GBC and GTV are coming back, and it's great. The secret is a lot of young people who are being allowed to express themselves using social media. GTV is on TikTok. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We have maybe 3 or 4 WhatsApp groups with people who every morning we send our flyers over. That hey, this segment is coming on. So we have, and our Facebook page is growing almost like 1,000 followers a day. Yeah. So so shout outs to the online team, the social media team, the producers, the directors, the crew. We are just the face, but the people working behind are the ones who are making it happen as well. And it's a great thing.
You guys have changed the face of GTV.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. It's obviously we are doing something that people are, because if you put out content and nobody's consuming it, you're wasting your time. So I think we've managed to tap into what people want, and then we give it to them. And without the insults, without the partisanship, GTV is for everybody. It's not an MPP station, an NDC station, or a CPP station. It's a Ghana station. That's why I call Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Ghana Television. So we will broadcast for the whole nation. And once we keep doing that, we're happy.
A quick one before we end it. I would like you to say something to the youth.
Yeah.
A word of advice to the youth.
Okay. All right. So it's just a recap of what I said earlier. But if you just caught us now, let me tell you that you are responsible for your life. Don't leave your destiny, if you are working, in the hands of the HR department. That, oh, HR is not giving us courses for us to go and do this and that and that. Oh, my mother died and so I dropped out of school. Oh, my father is not supporting me. Oh, my uncle is not giving me money to send me abroad. You are responsible. Now everything can be learned on the internet. YouTube is a university that does not have any fees apart from data. Listen, this is a data world, it's an information world. If you have your last 400 CDs, go and buy the maximum, and you're using MTN, buy the maximum data package. You can be sure that for the next, I think maybe for the next year, because me, I watch videos every day. I listen to audiobooks every day using YouTube videos. So I use a lot of data every day, and it took me 6 months. If you are a light user, that 400 can last you the whole year. You won't have to think about data again, okay? And then learn. There's a Kenyan athlete who is now, I think he's a javelin athlete. Kenya is known for long distance runners. This man decided to be a javelin guy. He went onto YouTube, found out who was the best javelin athlete in the world, started following the videos, and guess what? That guy represented his country at the Olympics. Everything is possible. My son wants to be a chef, among many things. So he just goes to YouTube and finds recipes and experiments with them in the kitchen from YouTube. Okay? So learn. You're responsible for your life. Don't put your life in anybody's hands. Pray to God for courage and determination. Forget about people who hate you. Okay? If you don't have haters, you're not doing a good job. You need to have haters. There are people I'm sure right now who are wondering, where is this David Segbefia guy from? Did he go to NAFTI? Did he go to GIJ? What gives him the right to host people and interview them? How come he got Kafui here? Oh, it's an Agbe connection. Don't mind them. Okay? Do your work. Ignore them. Just forget them. Look forward. Life is not meant, if you're driving a car, if you spend all your time looking in the rear view mirror, you will crash because you'll be looking at people behind you. Look in the windshield. Where are you going? Have a goal. And whatever goal it is, multiply it by 10. Okay? If you want to make 1,000 a month, multiply it. Give yourself 10,000 and aim high. If you aim for the sun and you fall, you drop on the clouds. But if you only aim for the rooftop, you land down here. We don't want that. Okay? So you are responsible. Aim high. Learn always. Learning never stops. Learning never. In fact, you learn more when you finish school. All right? Learn more. And now the learning is on your. We now have the same access to information that people in Japan, people in the UK, people in wherever they have. Right there. So don't look. People go to new countries. They have no skills, no contacts, no money, and they're able to make it. How about you? You have things. I know people who don't have arms, and they're able to contribute to the society. So if you are disabled and think, Ghanaians don't. Please, there are no excuses, all right? No, if you forget everything in this show, remember, no excuses, and you are responsible. Those are my messages for you.
Thank you, guys. Now, King Kaf, this a personal one. I'd like to personally thank you for who I am today. God bless you for teaching me. God bless you for mentoring me. Your recommendations have got has gotten me this far. Because of you, I'm emceeing government programs. I'm learning a lot from you. I MC high profile events, and myself, I'm marveled. I just asked, this boy from the slums, how come? So God bless you for what you are doing for humanity.
God bless you too. And you are doing the work, all right? Because it's one thing for me to recommend you, but then you also go and do the work. So that's why I say you are responsible. Yeah, because if you hadn't come for the training, you would have missed out on the training. So you took a decision. On that day we met for the first time, you came for that training. So you are responsible for that, you know? And then you kept the contact with me. I trained so many people. How many of them are still in touch with me? You are the only one. Maybe one or two. But you are still in touch. They all have my number. But you are the one who contacts me, which means you are still in touch. And so these are your decisions that you took, you know? And then you go and, I give you the work to do. You go and do it, and you do well. So we have more power than we think, you know? Yeah, we have. And so I want to say you're doing great. I mean, for you to have your own show, it's not a joke. It's, the GBC is not employing me. GHY is not employing me. Hey, Facebook is there. YouTube is there. You can don't you put your show on YouTube?
I do.
What's the highest number of views you've had on your show? Hundreds of thousands?
10,000.
10,000 views. That's great. And the more you do, the algorithm works that the more shows you put on, the people will watch this one, then they'll say, okay, what else? And then YouTube will even suggest other shows that David has done. Then people will start watching other shows, and before you know, you are running into millions. And when it gets to millions, you start making money into your kotoku. And it's all your decisions, man. So congratulations, well done. And keep it going. Don't stop. Don't mind the haters, man. You can do it. Nobody can tell you what to do or what not to do. It's up to you, man.
All right. Yeah. So guys, there we have it. We end the program now. This is my life, my story with David.